and welcome to GCSE Design Technology, Product Design, Design Influences, topic number 14, Sustainable Technologies. Okay, so what does the word sustainable actually mean? Well, it means to keep going, to last. Okay, and this little guy's going to explain it a little bit better.
Sustainability means that things can keep going, can sustain themselves, can continue into the future and go on forever. From a human perspective, sustainability for our planet means that it can continue to do what it was designed to do: provide fresh air, clean water, produce food, and allow us all to have a high quality of life forever. Unsustainability means that it cannot, and that is where we are now. 20 years ago, scientists in Sweden developed a definition for sustainability with 4 basic principles. These can be seen as the care instructions for our planet. If we follow them, it is good for our planet. And because we're part of the system that is our planet, it's good for us too. The care instructions are as follows: reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and heavy metals, reduce our dependence on synthetic chemicals that persist in nature, reduce our destruction of nature, ensure we are not stopping people globally from meeting their needs. Demand for the Earth's services, clean air, water, food, increases as the population increases and living standards rise. But the Earth's ability to provide these services is declining because of the way we're living. In our search for prosperity, growth, and success, we are destroying the system that we as humans are completely dependent upon: nature. We humans have become a threat to our own way of life. The Earth is a system and everything is connected: society, environment, and economy. To live sustainably, we need to follow the 4 care instructions and apply them to everything we do at home and at work. If we can follow these care instructions, we can work together to be sustainable. We will all have a better quality of life. We'll waste less, we'll pollute less, and we'll create more things we value in society, while improving our planet's chances of providing us with the very things we need to survive.
Okay, so hopefully that's made it nice and clear. Now, designing products that last is a particular concern in the 21st century, but why do you think that's so? Well, it's going to be so to reduce any unnecessary waste and to reduce the impact of energy use. As we're already in this country, a lot of our rubbish gets sent to landfill, and we're already getting lots of factories that are providing pollution. So, how much waste do we actually produce? Well, you might not realise this, but every adult in the UK generates around a tonne of waste every year. A tonne of waste. Can you imagine that? That's enough to probably fill your bedrooms. That's how much you produce every year. So, what do designers have to consider? So, designers should really be considering what we call the 3 R's to help them to redesign products to make them more sustainable. Okay, these 3 R's are reduce, reuse, and recycle. Okay, there are more R's such as rethink, refuse, and repair, but in terms of product design for what we do is we just need to focus on these 3. So an example here is the amount of packaging that's used on this dairy milk egg. Okay, lots and lots of packaging. So you need to look at that and think, well, is there a way that we could reduce, reuse, or recycle any of this packaging to try and make it more sustainable? And what Cadbury's did is they got rid of the packaging completely. So they only sell this now wrapped in the foil. So they've got rid of the cardboard box. Okay, they've reduced the amount of cardboard. They've got rid of the plastic insert. Okay, so you can see how they've applied the reduce, and that's worked. If they couldn't do that, then obviously they might have designed it so the box could be reused for something, or failing that, they could design it so at least the box could be recycled. So, some examples of each of the 3 R's. So the first one, reduce, an example of that. So we could reduce the amount of packaging that we have for fresh food. It doesn't need it. This here is to do with the standby button on, it could be things like TVs, monitors, okay? The idea, if we actually turn off our electronic products, we would reduce the amount of energy that we're actually using. This sort of low wattage safety bulb here is designed to reduce energy consumption. Quite strange when you think at Morrison's you can find bananas that come in their own packaging, wrapped and put into trays. It just seems absolutely bonkers and ridiculous. Okay, but anyway, you could give an example of reduce. You could put an energy-saving light bulb could be an example of reducing something, reducing energy consumption. So, on to the second R, reuse. Any of these could be used as an example. Over here on the top left, reusing bottles. I'm sure quite a few of you do that at school to bring water in. You'll see places where you can reuse clothing that gets sent off. Rechargeable batteries are an excellent example of reuse in action, and even like reusing sort of certain things for storage. Okay, so these are old jam jars, various other jars that you can use for storage. We use them in DT as well. An example of recycling could be any of these. This on the left here is a fleece that's actually made from recycled drinks bottles. Okay, the polyethylene, the PET. Here's a pencil case that used to be a car tire, and a pen there that's made from recycled card. So, some of the advantages of recycling. Well, it gives you a lot of pride, okay, and makes you more aware of the environment that you're actually in, and it prevents pollution to that environment. It can save a lot of natural resources if you recycle materials. Very often it uses less energy. Did you know that to recycle aluminium uses up about 95% less energy than what it would to actually process fresh aluminium? It also reduces waste in landfills, and it extends the life of goods. Okay, and this triangle here is what they often use to try and make things more sustainable. Right? Ultimately, at the top, prevention is the most favoured option, but failing that, you work down these layers, and last of all, if you cannot possibly do all of that, then you dispose of it. So, there are some links here to some more sustainability videos. They'll be on our DT channel. And just going to leave you with a rough question here for you to try. So, why do you think this particular design for an egg box, almost an Xbox there, is an excellent example of sustainable design? Okay. Now, to be able to answer that, you need to make reference to the 3 R's. So you must talk about, one, two, maybe all of these, and use that to structure your answer. So you might talk about how the actual amount of material has been reduced, okay, because of the design, the fact that you could reuse a certain part of it, or failing that, that it's made out of a material that would be quite easy to recycle because it's easy to separate. Okay, so you've got that question in your class notes to do, but then I've also added a question in your question booklet, which is the same question, but it's applied to a standard egg box. Okay, the pulped recycled card version. Okay, so good luck with them, and thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the DT channel. Thanks for listening.